video for weeks now. More than a week now. I feel like it's been some time since we actually last spoke. Just like one-on-one, talk about what's going on in my life. I recently turned 23, so I was like, hey, ask me some questions. I feel like I learned a lot at 22. So then I was like, yo, I ask whatever life advice or like whatever. I was super excited to make this video. This is like, I think my third time trying to make this video. Fourth, maybe fucking fifth. First, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna make it in San Francisco. I was in San Francisco. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this video so aesthetic. Like walk around San Francisco and answer all the questions that I was asked and like, I don't know, make it like a super aesthetic thing. And so here I was like walking around San Francisco. But the video ended up sounding and so that didn't end up really working out. Once I got back to Texas, I came back to my apartment from San Francisco and apparently there was a freeze here in Texas. Like Texas froze over and it resulted in my apartment's pipes bursting. Because I was in San Francisco, I was like, shit, we can't record ALCHESKA. We cannot record the Asian Will podcast. We kind of had this idea of that it would be like a one-on-one. So ALCHESKA, she released a podcast episode yesterday. It was a really good episode. Again, more about like what's going on in her life. I'm gonna edit it like I farted it out. So before answering your questions, I just wanted to give a little context about what's happening in my life. What's been taking up the majority of my headspace. I moved into my new apartment, which like genuinely, like jokes aside, holy shit, I'm super grateful that I live in my own apartment. Yes, it's falling apart and the pipes burst, like, which is a quite integral part of an apartment. I'm very grateful. It's the first time I'm like living like super independently. And now it's like, whoa, I pay the bills, like this shit sucks. But like, I pay the bills, this shit sucks. The reason I moved into this new apartment was kind of the main reason was like, I got a new job, which is update number 2. I work in tech. I am officially a tech bro. I'm here to screw up your life, but not screw up your computer. Slay! Some of you may be wondering, Clarence, why do you sound like you smoked 100 packs a day? I went to a People in Harmony concert 2 days ago, and I'm still mentally ill. Oh my God! Oh, and update number 3. Holy shit. I'm in the dating scene again. I did not date in college nor high school because I was just like kind of a little bitch, but we're gonna get into that. Let's eat some ramen. Probably shouldn't have worn white. Oh, guys, come the fuck on. Gordon Ramsay or Clarence Angelo? Y'all bitches don't even know how to spell ramen. R-A-W-M-E-N. Seafood pancake. Smells good. Oh, hot. Someone asked, hey Clarence, happy birthday. How are you? I think they're hitting on me. I think they're low-key hitting on me. Right now, I think my life is falling into place, but I'm still extremely uncomfortable and extremely stressed out. Oh my, did you guys see what just happened to my eye? I just got out of a situationship. That's kind of what's been taking up a lot of my brain recently. Like, just a heads up, like I didn't date in college, I didn't date in high school, really that much, because in high school I was focused on getting into a good college, in college I was focused on getting a good job, and also it didn't help that I went to a white school. Let's just be honest here, white people in moderate to conservative America are still not open to considering Asians as an attractive thing. But then getting into this situationship, kind of like an eye-opening experience for me because I didn't think I could be attractive to people. Like, I genuinely mean that. I'm not saying that to be like a humble brag. But holy fuck, I actually genuinely didn't think that I could maybe be attracted to someone. So it ended and it was like a little rough for me, but then I left that with like a newfound confidence. How am I doing? I've been kind of opening myself up to that side of the world, like dating. I'm on the streets now. I live for the streets. I live for the sheets. I'm kidding. I feel like now because like I have a job and like obviously the podcast is something, and so now I'm like, let me fuck up my life again by throwing myself into these situations where I am having to be romantic, you know? And I think I'm having a lot of fun right now. You know, like the TikTok thing that's like, just do it for the plot. Like, I feel like I've been doing it for the plot recently. The next question, are situationships worth it? Jesus Christ. I don't know if situationships are worth it, but I believe putting yourself out there at least once, even if you think that you're not attracted to anyone or whatever, I think you should put yourself out there at least once just so that you can get an experience. Yeah. Someone asked, what is your current favorite K-pop song and what is your current favorite non-K-pop song? Favorite K-pop song is, I just saw Pure Harmony the other day. So, before I saw the concert, it was 17's Shadow. If you like that, you need help. You need help, sis. Oh Jesus. Favorite other song right now is Glue Song by Biba Doobie. Just came out on Valentine's Day. And also another one is Cologne by Biba Doobie. What is something you wished you knew sooner? What is something you would do differently? No matter how hard you try to escape like your culture, your identity, for whatever Asian American reason. I was raised in Texas. I went to school in Indiana. Like, it would be a lot easier for me if I just acted super American conforming. I wish someone told me that like no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you try to run away, like you end up a life where you embrace your culture. Not like you don't have to do it like crazy, like you don't have to dig into every little part of your history, but embracing your culture is something that gives your life like this sense of belonging, and it also gives you a sense of like self-understanding. When life gets tough and like maybe you're out of school or maybe there's shit going on in your life that is just like fucking hard, how you were raised in your culture and everything is your foundation, right? And so like having someone else to talk to about that kind of gets it, kind of gets like how your parents treated you as a kid, makes life just a little bit easier to get through the day by day. What is your favorite thing that has happened to you since starting YouTube and TikTok? I think a lot of people don't know this actually. Started TikTok like 2 years ago. I actually started as an Ariana Grande as an Ariana Grande fan account. I was like the boy that liked Ariana Grande, and I mean, how embarrassing is that? It's embarrassing, but it's something that I don't regret. For me, it's kind of two things. So the first is Asian World Podcast, whether it be season 1 with Irene and Grace, like things that I did in college, and like of course now with ALCHESKA, like I have learned so much. But I think the most valuable thing that I've gotten from it is like it's a platform that me and ALCHESKA can, I don't know, like communicate shit that we actually care about. I know we goof around all the fucking time, like, but like when we get to have the time to be like, okay, ALCHESKA can talk about her life and like people can actually like get a sense of understanding of who she is and relate to her on whatever they can relate to her on. Like having this Asian World Podcast is something that both me and ALCHESKA can go to like have a conversation. Asian World Podcast is like my baby. The second thing is when I get to like actually meet someone that watches my shit, to see how similar we think and similar we act makes me realize like, okay, these are like actual like homies, people that I would gladly be friends with even if it wasn't through like YouTube. It's such a hug to the soul for me because there's someone that resonates with my stuff, so my problems that I talk about, like I'm not alone in them. That's actually like it's dope. How did you get over your breakup? What the fuck? How'd y'all know I went through? This was kind of rough, actually. I will say, it was a smooth end, but then the transition out of not having this person to talk to every day was actually kind of rough. Throwing myself on the dating apps just to kind of stay busy. Since this was like kind of my first breakup and like whatever, I can't tell you I have the best advice, but I can tell you what I did to get over it is spend some time with myself. Maybe not in the most healthy ways, but I was spending time with myself and just realizing like, wow, this is what I miss about it. You know, like this is what I found to be valuable out of this situation. And then after like sitting in bed and like watching the entire 2 seasons of Sex Lives of College Girls, I threw myself back on the apps and like I was like, okay, this is what I know what I'm looking for now. These are my priorities. Like, I want a relationship that is sexy and also like both people are super passionate about their career. A lot of people say like just fuck another girl, fuck another guy. Like I don't know if that's the best. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but I think at its core that what it's saying is just like meet more people. People are a source of happiness. Radish Army asked, how old were you when you started dancing? And then someone else also asked like, how do I get started into dancing? For a lot of you that don't know, I'm actually like, it's like my dream in life to like actually dance as a career. I started a little under 2 years ago, and I've just been kind of throwing myself at the studio. It's like been a source of like therapy for me. I was enrolled in dancing as a kid, but I wasn't rich. I was kind of dirt poor. Me and my mom were dirt poor in San Francisco. We lived in a garage in Ocean Beach. Dancing and all that, unfortunately, does cost a lot of money. I was enrolled in one summer camp when I was 5 years old, and then I loved it, but then mom couldn't afford enrolling me into classes, so of course that kind of stopped. And when I moved to Texas in middle school, I remember I wanted to enroll in dance, so I was like so excited, but Texas is like a whole another fucking country sometimes. They didn't let boys dance. I got really good at the trombone though, and I was a band kid, which probably explains like the mental instability. I think my soul wanted to do dance because when I got to college, I ended up doing dance again. Once again, whatever you try to run from, you end up chasing anyways. How you get into it is just like everything else. You have to know you're gonna suck so bad and be so embarrassing in the beginning, but no one gives a shit. Or at least you shouldn't give a shit that if anyone gives a shit that you suck. It's the worst you're ever gonna be is the beginning. That's my advice to get started on dancing. You're gonna suck. And that's my same advice with starting a YouTube channel. You're gonna suck for a super long time. I mean, I made cringe content, but I don't regret any of it because now I make cringe content still. I'm trying not to answer a lot of college questions because that's what ALCHESKA talked about. I wouldn't be recommending it if she did a really terrible job. But she was really good. Like, I'm proud of that bitch. Will you ever have guests on the podcast? If so, who's your dream guest and dream collab? Okay, I feel like, of course, it would be such a good episode if like one of the Titus sisters were on it, whatever. But like, that's so embarrassing, and let me tell you why. Because the way that me and ALCHESKA record, I feel like it's so not how you record a podcast. The first 30 minutes are just us yelling. Like, I mean, absolutely yelling over whatever like new music video came out, like whatever the fuck. It's so like ass. It's just so bad. And I feel like if a guest was on it, they'd be like, what the fuck is going on? What mental asylum did I just enter? And how can I leave? But I will say, if I was to have a guest on there, I think I would want to have a guest that is super comfortable with us, like whatever. And I feel like that would be Rico Chiquito. If anyone knows who Rico Chiquito is, that is my homie. I don't know him. Dream collab. I love Lin. Like, I don't know, like what would be such a good collab? Me and BTS, thank you. That's what I thought. That's what, me and Jimin, thank you. What is your favorite highest moment from your 22nd year of life? Some would say it's graduating college, you know, because I spent thousands of dollars on that shit. Low-key, it was Lollapalooza. If you want to see my top moments, I wrote my top 10 moments of my life on my Instagram. When did you first get into K-pop and what group started it all? Girl, look at the fucking girl. Oh wait, this is Theo from P1 Army. Oh, here we go. Wait, I fucking love this question. Wow, this person is an intellect and she has 9 as her profile picture. So she likes twice. Maybe she's not an intellect. Has maturing changed your K-pop taste? I think we all know K-pop is super produced. They build these personalities. I think a big thing that has changed about my perception of K-pop and my consumption of it is I really appreciate the production of music. Sometimes I hear a song and I'm like, is this song good because the people singing it are hot, or is this song actually good? I think about this with songs from certain groups, like whatever. So that's kind of like my approach. I'm like, they're hot. Is their music good? Yeah. A big thing that I really like think about is also like did these idols make this music? Did they produce this song? Like how much of their work actually went into it? And then the other side of it is like, what is their background? Like how were they raised? Like what's their stories? And I think that's why for me like BTS sticks out, because they were in a really small, ugly ass apartment, like fucked up apartment. Did not come from super wealthy backgrounds, not all of them at least. And I think that's why they have a lot of depth. I always like to look into like, what's their background? Were they born rich? Like there's nothing against that. Like where is this song coming from? When was your first love? I found BTS in 2019, so I'm kidding. I don't know if I've been in love, but I've definitely been heartbroken. I think Conan Gray said that shit and I was like, damn, Conan Gray, you psychotic bitch. I agree. Tips on getting better sleep. Have sex. In my opinion, I think a really good way to get better sleep is I want to end with a banger question. A lot of people are asking, like, how are you living your passions when you have Asian parents? Bitch. I love you, Mom, but sometimes I was like, let me just do what I want to do, please. The way that I have to approach my passions is like, I have to fund myself. I always had to do both. Like, I had to go to school, get really good grades. Let me rephrase it, that sounded so fucking narcissistic. I had to go to school, get good grades, and then I also had to like throw myself into as many experiences as possible so that whichever one that feeds my soul, I'm gonna run with. I knew for a fact that I enjoyed dance. I learned in high school through like an organization. I was pretty good at like business, presenting, thinking of solutions to business, whatever. I'm pretty good at this, so let's just like run with that because that's definitely a stable source of income. So I majored in business and I minored in something that was like more arts focused, entertainment focused. So that way I could kind of do both. But I don't think college is absolutely necessary for that. The biggest areas where I learned was like when I went to the studio, I threw myself into the studio. When I bought a camera like myself and like fucked around on YouTube and made videos with that camera. I was doing both simultaneously. Is it tiring? Yes. But I think what would be a more tiring life is if I looked back and regretted not doing it. I feel like that would be catastrophic for me. Yeah. Yeah. I think I like that answer. It is 1:09. You want a bite? Y'all want a bite, bitch? Once again, thank you guys for saying hi at the People in Harmony concert. Y'all's outfits made mine look like shit, but like it was y'all look good. So, good to know that people who watch my channel are materialistic. Am I right? But yeah, grateful for life right now. I love you. Mwah.